Hello, my dear countrymen and women. I hope everybody's well. We are, as you know, we are at the crucial time of our nation where we are not completely understand all the issues and problems that are bearing our society, violence and political unrest. Let us focus on our nation and let us focus on America so we can better understand and make good judgment and make good decision as our future nears us. In this primary season, we must choose a great leader to steer us ahead. So my man is Mike Pence. Our primary goal, at the most part, it seems like a majority portion do not have a clue or better understanding of all the problems and issues that we face in this nation today. That's why we're falling into dirt, we're falling into disrespect, we're falling into various type of puzzling situation across the world, which is we have to correct it. So let's start this way, like choosing a leader. In this primary season, I see my man is Mike Pence. Mike Pence been a vice president with Mr. Donald Trump, which is you all know. He's a very well known, has a good name recognition. Biggest thing is that he is true to conservative values and he follows the Constitution. These are two very important issues that we must live through and understand and practice it. Leaders like Mike Pence, who would preserve as well as make a progress within the time as we move toward the future. Let us find out what are the things he's offering, what is the issue that values to him, that it's as our both of our wishes, both of our intention. So that is one of the reasons Mr. Mike Pence, in my eyes and eyes of many millions and others, a true conservative, constitution-loving, respecting individual who can be trusted, who has an ethic, who has a moral. As you know, Mr. Pence, his family, his colleagues, they were all was running for his safety when the whole mob was chasing them to hang him. Just look at it. He still, in a moment like that, he did not blink. He did the right thing. He followed the Constitution. Even though, and along with many other leaders, Republican leaders, even though they didn't like the outcome, they didn't support Biden, but they followed the Constitution, which is the most respectful, which is our nations and people must understand, because we live in a democracy of Constitution. If you do not follow the Constitution, if you make a marquee out of the Constitution, just like some of the Republican leaders are doing now, it is not healthy for us, it is not healthy for the world. Our leader must have a spine like an iron, do not compromise in his true value and democratical wishes. He respects and understands. This is the type of leader we're looking for. As you know, we have all the tools, we have the know-how, we have the environment, but we need an honest and smart leader who would practice this, who would help us with all these issues and as implemented to make our life better. So, Mike, you come and you campaign in a manner where you can separate yourself from rest of the Republican pack, which has become important. Now, we hear you talk. This is not the stage, especially when you're in the field with Donald Trump. He knows he's a vulgar, he's a tricky, misleading person with the low standard of vision and ideas and practice. You are far from it. You are much more strong. You are much more respected. You have the guts, that you can practice. We can be sure and comfortable having you on the Oval Office to lead our country along with the rest of the world. But I trust Mike. Mike has spent long time, as he's from Indiana, with his services both in administrative as well as in legislative. He was a successful governor of great state of Indiana, who we can trust, who we can believe, who we can follow. In my knowledge of Mike, that he brings all of these issues, all of those standards on the table. So it is up to us to support him, to know him, to read about him, to analyze him, and come with the right side of the Republican Party. Republican Party cannot be disarrayed by these foul-mouthed candidates, talk like a childish, low-level information. You have to cut through all this scenario. You have to be much tougher in a sense of to counter the other candidates that we have in the Republican Party if you had to take a nomination. And which you can. But you cannot be so nicey. You have to pick up some degree of the language and demeanors that affect both the media, both the social media, as well as our Republican primary vote. They must be able to separate you from Trump or any other candidate, which is by knowledge we know that you are separate than the rest of the candidates. You are ready. You have served well, you have demonstrated in many moments that you have your own principle, own rights. Now take us in that path, show your vision to all of us people so we can move forward. But Mr. Mike Pence's campaign and media output lacking to draw attention from the primary goer, which is the most important part in this season. So he has to press the issues and ideas which many of them, foreign policy, domestic policy, violence, inflation, development, all of these issues are still open, and from the Republican side, nobody has put out a good implementation or moving forward with these issues. These are the issues, both again, remain healthcare. Healthcare still needs a reform. Mr. Obama's healthcare does not really work. As you know, this Obamacare or Obama's created healthcare really did not serve us well. Still has a lot of confusion, a lot of red tape, and it's overly expensive than public option, which is we thought he was going to do and he didn't. So our Republican leaders and Mr. Mike Pence look this issue. Healthcare is a big one, and of course immigration. Address those issues with more power and spirit and conviction, because these are the two issues our people are very much in concern, and try to separate yourself from the rest of your pack. Because you know, today's primary goer does not have a clue of issues and policies. They're just getting entertained by Mr. Trump, they're getting entertained by the social media, and overall media is so overexposed. They just can't wait till repeat or give attention to Trump in every single news information that comes up. Now, you got to overcome that. Now, it is going to be tricky, but that is the focus. We know you have the resume, you have the practice, you have the character to be a good, productive president. So that's what we want. That's what we want. We want a person like you who is looking our backs. At 2 o'clock at night, can take the call and make the right decision. You are that man. But you have to act on it. all of your public speeches, interviews are so compromising, so way from you. Apparently that you are worried about some of the Republican establishment, which is you are also part of it, but some of the leaders, and especially being Trump, which is I do not need to mention it, all of these things, if you cannot tackle it, then it would be waste of our time, and it would be waste of our a good leader, which took you a long time to come to this position. Now, make a good, strong campaign, bring out your issue again and again in a manner that it separates from the rest of the candidate and raise you and take you above Mr. Trump. So we want Mr. Pence and bring all of us to your vision to steer this best country in the world moving forward. Thank you very much.